Hi everyone and welcome back to the sixth episode of the Bucket List with an Artistic Twist series. And for this episode, we are going to be working on Italy. And the first drawing that I'm going to do for this page is of course going to be of a pizza. And I'm going to go with the classic margherita pizza, which the toppings, being basil, mozzarella, and tomatoes, are supposed to represent the colors of the Italian flag. But yeah. Anyways, as you can see, I am going in with my acrylic paint markers, because I do feel like they're a quicker medium to use. But with that being said, the one thing that is kind of a bummer is that the lighter colors don't give the best coverage. So when I go in to do the mozzarella cheese, I use a little bit of a darker cream color first, and then I try to layer over white 4 times just to get a decent coverage. But eventually we got there. And now the next food item that I'm going to draw is going to be pasta, because it is a big food staple in Italian cuisine. And I'm going to go with your classic spaghetti. And to create the noodles, I just use a mix of different tans, oranges, and yellows. Also, did you know that there is over 300 different kinds of pasta? Like, I know there's a lot out there, but I was not expecting it to be that many. And I love pasta, so one of these days, I am going to go there and get myself some. And if you have any recommendations on some good restaurants, please let me know in the comments down below. And for our last food item on this page, I'm going to draw a gelato cone. And even though chocolate and coffee flavors are my favorite, I decided to draw strawberry and chocolate just because I felt like I already had a lot of browns on this page, and I wanted to kind of break it up by adding more color. Also, I was really struggling at trying to create the cone, so you see me jump back and forth and keep messing with it. And then I also ended up getting like way too highlight happy. So I end up having to re-go over that and cover up some of those highlights, which luckily acrylic markers are really good about covering things up. But yeah, it didn't necessarily turn out exactly how I was hoping, but that's okay. Okay, so this is the part of the video where this spread becomes even more of an impressionistic style, and that's because I wanted to draw some iconic landmarks, but they're very well detailed, and so I thought it would just be easier to do the impressionistic style for them. But anyways, the first one that I wanted to draw was the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is a freestanding bell tower in Pisa, Italy, and it's very well known for its tilt. And the reason why it became so tilted is because the ground underneath was just too soft and unstable. But in the 90s, they did remove some soil from underneath the foundation, and that helped kind of reduce the lean and make it more stable. And then the next building that I'm going to draw is the Colosseum, which is in Rome. And even though it's a really cool building, it definitely had some brutal events take place there, like gladiator contests and animal hunts and stuff. But yeah, it's a very popular place to visit, as it is the largest ancient amphitheater ever built. So for this piece, I wanted to do an impressionistic style of Tuscany, Italy, because it just has beautiful landscapes of rolling hills and cypress trees and vineyards, and I just thought it would be really fun to try to recreate it. And for this, I just start with the background and I start bringing it forward. And as you continue to watch me add different layers and different markings, then you'll start to see the picture come together at the end. And I think that's just what I really like about impressionistic is you don't have to be like super specific in detail, and you just, it's just fun adding all the different layers and watching almost nothing turn into something, if that makes sense. But I really enjoyed creating this piece. I found it to be really nice and relaxing. And just when I thought I was done, I decided to actually add some grapevines around this picture because I thought it would just help tie in some more of those purples that I put in the painting. And yeah, I just really like how it came out. And as you all know, I always have to add a little pocket to each spread because I want to be able to have a spot to put pictures in if I ever get to go to these places. And now I'm just going to tap in a couple of facts about Italy around the page, and you can feel free to pause it and read it if you would like. Now we are all done, and I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so that way you'll be notified when I share my next bucket list with an artistic twist episode. And I hope to see you then. Bye!